A very good evening to one and all. I know it's pretty challenging to conduct a panel discussion post lunch and it's almost snack time, but we'll try our level best to keep it as engaging and crisp as ever. A quick intro about myself. My name is Renjit Prahladan. I'm the Deputy General Manager for Urban Piper for the Middle East and North Africa region. We are very proud. Our team is also here. We're very proud to stand here for the second time in a row. Huge thanks to Minnie, to George, for the entire FFCC team to have us here. And thank you to all for presenting here as well. A quick intro about Urban Piper before I introduce our esteemed panelists. Urban Piper is a SaaS platform. We power over 35,000 restaurants across the globe, and we're present across multiple regions, including India, UK, US, Middle East, and North Africa, and parts of LATAM as well. So what we do is we try to make restaurants' online operations as easy and efficient as possible. Our major product that we sell in the Middle East is called the Hub. A lot of brands actually use our product. We're very proud to have seen some of our customers here as well. The major product that we sell here is called Hub. All the orders, it helps in ensuring that all orders flowing from different delivery channels, online delivery channels flow into the POS, integrated into the POS, or into our integrated dashboard that we have, which is called Prime Thin, for those who are actually just using a non-POS system. What we actually do is helps brands to kind of manage the orders better, ensuring that there's lesser errors, more precision in managing these orders, and also ensuring better menu management. So a lot of times we come across cancelled orders and restaurant health index coming down. All aggregators talk about restaurant health index. We are pretty much a product that helps you kind of bring it up, ensure that you're running it so well that customers come back on your platform and kind of order again. So without further ado, I would like to call upon our panelists. First of all, Ketaki Shah, Head of Marketing, Cinemax Hotels and Food Market Landmark Group. A big round of applause for her. Secondly, we have Hatim Ashur, Marketplace Manager at Foodix, one of our key partners as well. Big round of applause for him as well. And thirdly, we have Adnan Khan, Director of Vendor Performance at Talabat. So yeah,
Can you check that one? No, I'm joking.
Before starting the panel, like the first thing that everyone said was just keep a check on time. There's a timer here. So I was thinking of how easily could I explain what we do. And we actually have every part of our ecosystem here. We have the point of sale, Hatim. We have an aggregator that is Adnan, and we have the brand. So typically a order flows from the aggregator of the brand through me, that is, I'm the middleware, and it flows into the POS. That's what, very simple. Quickly starting off with the panel, are we good to go?
Yeah. I think I should actually sit here, right? Do you? I'm the brand, and then you guys are.
You want me to? Crazy. So my first question is to Ketaki. We've kind of interacted a lot from the start of Urban Piper, but you've spent like close to 15 years heading marketing for multiple brands in the Middle East. And I'm sure like you work very closely with the operations team as well, right? How does operations play a huge role in helping you build a great brand in front of the consumer?
So I'll just start with a quick journey of Ketki. I wasn't a born marketer. I started, in fact, into operations, semi-operations. I started with setting up a call center for home delivery in the UAE for Nando's, moving up into customer care, marketing, and currently a marketer. So I I think I understand the aspects how they come together and the importance of that. Um, this is a very favorite part of mine where I say marketing and operations can never be friends, and I have operations friends sitting here. But it is absolutely, absolutely important that we work together. It has to be a synergy because what you make, what you produce is what I sell, right? If you're not going to make it to the T, I'm not convinced, am I wasting my uh, marketing efforts to market a product which I'm not convinced about? Right. So it has to be a healthy relationship. And it just isn't about, I'm doing my job. That's my relationship with operations. And I think every marketer's relation with marketing and operations, that's how it is.
And especially in a food brand like where there's lot on the food that's the main core. Yeah.
And sorry, just a line here is whilst operations is the backbone of the brand, we still are marketing is the face of the brand. So they have to be in sync.
Thank you so much. My next question is for Adnan. I mean, you've seen the industry evolve, right? So we've had a, I think initially we thought like when online delivery started, we thought it's just a new use case that's come in, but now we know that it's here to stay. And with the pandemic, the demand has grown, the share of wallet on online has increased so much, and Talabat has played such a huge role in Middle East as well. So how do you see the industry kind of coping to the ever increasing demand of aggregators, and how do you see us managing this better as an ecosystem?
Yeah, I think firstly, thanks for having me here. And it's really nice to share the stage with all of you. Um, Look, in my past 7 years something experience within the industry, I've seen that operations has become super, super important. It's at the core. It's always been important, but now ever more than before, because everything that you do has to be in line with what the customer expects, right? So customer experience is always at the apex. In terms of what I've seen and how I've seen the sort of industry evolve, and what has what changes have we seen for the industry to cope up with this is, I'd say, leveraging data and technology. I think that's something that we do on our day-to-day lives today, now with AI being at the forefront of it. I think data is something that we seldom undervalue, or not give too much importance to, but I think it's right up there, right? And we have, over the past few years, seen more and more companies, more and more platforms start using a lot of analytic tools, predictive analytics. We use predictive analytics in a day-to-day deliveries to for route optimizations, to make sure that we're delivering the fastest route, to make sure that we're delivering the best experience to the customers. I think also in terms of operational efficiencies, there's a lot of products and tools which we are constantly either enhancing or building, launching new products and tools, to make sure that again, experience is not impacted. Experience is always the best, right? Um, in terms of operational efficiency, I think we've seen a lot of changes in the industry in the past few years. We have started using, telematic solutions a lot as well, to ensure that the rider's safety and well-being is at the top. We use a lot of predictive analytics to make sure that our dispatching is right, our riders are driving the least amount of distance to pick up the order and deliver as fast as possible to the customers. So yeah, I'd say, to sum it up, technology right at the forefront, and we've seen a lot of companies and platforms adapt to these changes in technology, and yeah, I think AI as well. Yeah.
Just one question to that, like you picked on data, right? And I think we've had a lot of sessions around data today. Just want to understand from you as an aggregator, like have you seen a shift in mindset of restaurants towards considering data important? Because when we used to sell back in the day, like nobody even cared about, I mean, why would I look at analytics here? And it's like, let's just grow the brand. But do you see a shift in mindset for restaurants across all segments? I'm not talking about enterprise, big brands, but
Yeah.
do all segments of brands actually consider data important now? You're seeing a shift in focus?
I think we do see the importance in this, and we've seen from our conversations and feedback that we get from restaurants that many restaurant partners have started using data a lot. But I think we're just not there yet. I think the importance of data needs to be really embedded into everything that we do, and we still see a huge potential and scope to grow in that field as well. So while there are many, obviously the enterprises, the global brands are already using it. I think some of the SMEs and other brands have now started kind of adapting to it, but there is a long way to go. There's so much more that you can explore in data. So yeah, we still have a long way to go.
Amazing. My next question is for Hatim. Just want to check, like, you're a managing marketplace for FoodX, right? So just want to understand from you, how important is it to have like a wide range of integrations available for the success of a brand like FoodX, right? So, or the solution that you're offering.
Yeah, so in FoodX, as a POS company, started as a POS, then moved to be as an RMS company, restaurant management solution. So we're expanding our portfolio. We have a lot of products. But at the end of the day, you reach a point that the clients, they need more and more. there are requirements, there are needs of the markets. It's different. So rather than going for each single product to be built in-house, and this is a huge investment internally in any company, and we're not expertise in everything, right? We're experts in this solution, this system, this area. So we move forward towards having partners. Partners means having collaborations, means having integrations. So marketplaces, and specifically we're speaking about application marketplaces, it means technology. And technology means that you need to serve the needs of those clients in a new way. And we're speaking about operations and efficiency. If they don't see those integrations under your marketplace impacts their operations positively, then they're gonna need more, or request another flavor, or you're gonna move away. So going back to the question, the marketplace in FoodX is a primary pillar. Having those partners, those solutions, and once we speak for clients, customers, different names, different labels, same needs, at least in the market. We're speaking about a lot of aspects. There are front house operations, back house operations. We're speaking about, you name it, accounting, ERP, loyalty, food aggregators, ordering platforms management. So if you do not adapt to these changes in the market, those market dynamics from the needs and the providers, then you're not gonna be there. So the marketplace is the primary player that is completing our portfolio of FoodX for the sake of the client's satisfaction, experience, and efficiency in their operations in general.
Super. I mean, something which Hatem talked about, like, adapting to the technology, and that comes to my next question to Ketaki, right? So you've been someone who've been one of the earliest adopters of technology, right? I mean, having had that experience in the market for such a long time. I mean, how do you kind of how do you see your journey in terms of being an influencer and getting these technologies adopted, and how has that impacted building brands in the market?
So, like I said, in fact, my journey started when there was one aggregator in this market, literally one. And we were so happy with it. Okay, I'm getting home delivery orders. There's one aggregator. I'm getting reports. What's the report? How many deliveries? And the revenue generated. We're so happy with that. I would say, cut to today. I have 7, 8 aggregators on board. I analyze their data, understand which aggregator is doing what. I think, like you said, because I have been there and I understand the journey, I'm in a very comfortable space today when I meet aggregators, or for me, it's important to know more than the number of orders and revenue I have generated. I want to know my number of new users, repeat users, what is the menu, how's my menu performing. I want to know everything about my brand, and that is what helps me grow the brand with the aggregator. So a specific product may work on aggregator 1, but may not be the best performer on the second aggregator. How do I tweak that menu? How do I change the categories there? Uh, I think it's a very important bit, and I don't think we all look at it in the same way. And I think we should. In the previous panel, I was talking about how you change your menus, how do you use data to analyze your menu architecture. It's the same thing that you're doing it when it comes to home delivery. So, I mean, it's very, very critical that we should do that.
Yeah.
It again ties back to data.
Absolutely. I mean, we've also kind of seen that stage where brands are just, initially brands used to just take the dine-in menu and put it online. then we realize that there's a science to menu online, like, because discoverability is anyways solved. There's a lot of brands online, and you need to stand out. And the menu hygiene is so important.
And
Um,
just to add on to that, Ranjit, I think I've learned it again as it comes together. Uh, it's a different ball game when it's in dine-in. You have a server standing there upselling your menu items. If you order say a biryani in Zafran, for example, he will help you get an appetizer, get a dessert, XYZ, but you don't have that on the delivery platforms. I wish there will be a day that a pop-up comes up and says, order this, but then you obviously, till we don't get there in the next level of AI and automation, we have something very as simple as modifiers. We call them modifiers. These are your upselling tools. Just put in some effort there. Don't put 7 items under a biryani because no one is going to order a bindi with a biryani. So use some data there to work that out.
I think on a lighter note, I love the way you kind of placed your brand in between Saffron. You're marketing that brand also. Perfect. So, just one question. I mean, I had a next question to Adnan on I mean, you've seen the pre-integration era, like, when there's no integration, like players like us in the market. And now you're seeing, and we're having conversation, how can we get more brands integrated, right, into the POS? How do you see integrations changing the way efficiency is looked up on, like in the market, and how it has improved, I mean, efficiency on online platforms, from your perspective as an aggregator?
Yeah, I think what Ketki mentioned was a very important point, right? Like 7 years, 8 years back, it was easier than it is today, right? You have just a couple of aggregators. You need to manage just a little bit of data, right? Now what we've seen is we have so many different aggregators. We have order volumes have gone up, demand has increased. Especially post-pandemic, we've seen a massive spike in deliveries as well. Um, I think now than ever before, we've seen an increased need for integrations. And why, I'll get to that as well. A couple of reasons, right? One is in store efficiencies. We've seen, and I'm sure you can vouch for this, right? In store efficiency, especially when you're managing, 50 brand outlets or even 20 brand outlets, to consolidate that data, to consolidate your orders coming from different aggregators, it becomes a very, very big challenge, right? And that's where integrations come in. Um, it has actually improved operations a lot because we've seen the transmission time has improved on our end as well, right? When we see what's the entire order journey looking like, what are the delivery times, and especially when you're racing for to gain that every second is important to you when we're delivering the orders. So the time that it actually takes for someone to receive the order and punch it into the system, if you can eliminate that few seconds or few minutes, that's a huge gain for us at the end-to-end journey. And I think that's something that integrations has made possible, right? Another thing, again, going back to what Ketki mentioned, was about the menu management, and that's become super, super easy now, right? Images, your menus in sync across different aggregators. I think that's become easier than it used to be. I mean, I can just go on about the operational and the experience that it has actually improved. But at the end, what really matters is that you can actually create that transparency, you can create that consolidation. Restaurants can now look at analytics and reporting for different aggregators and different channels into one POS system, right? And I think that's very, very important as well. I've actually visited some of the restaurants, kitchens, call centers where you have this 50 different devices, and it's just a pain to kind of manage all of that together, right? So yeah, I think it has been quite a big improvement. However, I still think there's a long way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at the actual penetration of POS integrations in the market, we're just getting started. And it's important for us to, through these mediums, just keep kind of, educating restaurant partners as well, that it's a small investment initially, but then in the long term, it actually makes a lot of sense, business sense, and getting you the right experience across to customers as well.
Perfect.
Ranjit, if you allow me.
Yeah.
Exactly, this is a great example to take it and expand it. And in the F&B, as we are in FFCC, so fast food and cafes, there's an important metric that every business owner should look for, which is, we call it the processing time or the preparation time. But actually, it's not a single metric as a processing time. When we speak about food aggregators or as Urban Piper, as solutions, let's take two examples, okay? I'm an end customer. I'm a hungry customer. Everyone is hungry, right? Once everyone is hungry, he's gonna open his mobile, then he's gonna order through Talabat. This order gonna flow directly to the terminal, right, in the store. There are two processing times here, guys. The first one is the end customer, the hungry customer. Once I punch the order from my application, I start count, right? I already ordered. While let's take the other journey. Once the order flies from the application to the store to the terminal without integration, it's gonna be there. Either it's auto-accepted or there's gonna be a receipt. There's maybe the same cashier or other one in the store. He's gonna take this receipt and put it next to the POS. So if there's a line in front of the cashier, he needs to wait 5 people to order. While I ordered before those 5, right? So once the line is there, the queue is out, the order gonna be punched. Maybe, hopefully, it's gonna be punched correctly. While based on stats, I think 60 to 80% is gonna have a wrong something. Comment, modifiers, add-ons, anything, it's gonna be in a wrong way. Once it's punched, it's gonna go to the kitchen, while the 5 orders in the queue are already being prepared, so there is another delay in the preparation. Then once the orders are ready, it's gonna be dispatched through the riders. Let's take it. For the business owner, he's gonna go for the system to check the processing time. The order started from X and handed at Y. I'm preparing the burger with 20 minutes. That's amazing. Why my reviews are low? Why there are a lot of refunds? Why the clients or the end customers are not happy? Because you're not looking at the bigger image. The whole processing time for the end customer is 1 hour, 1 hour of 30, while the processing time is 20 minutes. So the same term, different aspects. That's without the integration. The beauty of the integration with the food aggregators or just a platform like Urban Piper with FoodX, you get rid of all of those. You don't need the terminal, you don't need anything. The order gonna flow directly from the end customer, not only to the POS, it's gonna flow maybe to the kitchen directly. So the processing time is gonna be almost the same, it's real time. So it's seamless, flawless, faultless. So we're speaking about reduction of errors. There's no human errors here. The same order from the end customer is gonna be in the kitchen with same everything. We're speaking about there's no need to have dedicated resources for those tablets, especially if we have 6, 5, 7, whatever different channels than we have Urban Piper. Still, we need to have the order to be punched properly, correctly to the POS system. So if we're speaking about efficiency, you name it, maximizing the profit, reducing the cost, efforts, everything, everyone gonna be happy. The business owner gonna be happy, the operator's gonna be happy, everyone gonna be happy. That is the efficiency of having those integrations, and that's actually a great example of having those in front of the front house of back house.
Yeah. I think just to
You
just to add
summed
on
it
top of
up
that,
so
yeah,
well.
you summed it up like really well. I think one very important point you mentioned was the resources part, right? Where you have so many people waiting in queue to actually punch in those orders. And imagine you take that away and the team can then actually focus on what really matters, right? Getting the experience right.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think preparing like great quality food, which is what restaurants are best at doing. And I think that integrations leaves that space for you to then focus on something even better, right? So I think integrations allows you to do more with less and focus on like what matters the most.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think
Based on some analytics that we have, once you're focused more and your operations are streamlined, especially the orders, you can accept more of 20 to 30% of orders in the store. Because you can't take more. There's no manual work here. The orders are flowing. The operations, it's an optimal way,
Seamless.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's seamless.
Yeah.
You can't take more and more. No need to be busy. No need to reject or to be out of it's busy, right?
Yeah, it's busy.
Talabat,
Put
it's
your
busy. You
system
try
on
to
busy.
order and peak hours, it's busy because either you cannot accept the order or there are no riders maybe to take the orders, right? So
But also there's a problem. People are hungry at the same time.
of course, it's
It's like, I just put a question there to market Urban Piper, and they're just doing it for us. I mean, it's no better way to kind of, talk about the impact of integrations for efficiency. We have a booth here. Those who have not used Urban Piper, just come over, we'll sell the product.
Sorry, just to add on like what he said, there is another aspect to this when we talk about order cancellations, order customer complaints. That's one of the most important point I look at as a brand, as a marketeer. Uh, Eventually going back to operations, I'm manual the errors. I'm sending out a wrong order. I'm just a practical example when we analyzed our complaints, that what are the majority of the complaints that we're getting is late orders. And we, no brainer, why late orders? We obviously know there is manual intervention there. Wrong orders. I forgot to put in a portion of rice or fries there because I have so many orders and I'm punching the order manually and then I'm packing it. Late orders, wrong orders. That's it. That's the majority of my complaints. Now I go back into service recovery. I call the customer, I apologize, I send food again. Let's just sit one day and analyze the number of orders, the number of customer recovery orders, and the amount of money that I've spent in that process. I mean, have we done that?
The cost that the opportunity sunk cost and the opportunity cost.
And in that journey, I'm definitely going to lose customers there. People are just going to stop ordering from me and they don't really care if you send me that one portion of fries again or if you don't.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to order from you again. It
a
all
very refund won't work, yeah? Even if
refund
there
is
is,
another story altogether.
if you do a refund, he's gonna pay it for another store, maybe, yeah?
Exactly. So, and I'm also, we've also been in situations where I'm sending the food again, and then, oh, you can't only send me the fries. Now my chicken's cold. So, okay, I'm sending the whole order again.
Yep.
Let's just come back, sit down, do numbers. CEOs are going to be happy if you're saving that money.
Absolutely. Like in the interest of time, we have just one more question that I wanted to pose to everyone. Um, First is to Hatem, right? So this is largely a food specific question. Like, we always see POS as a space that there are a lot of point of sales in the market. You take any landscape, there's a lot of point of sales. But we always feel FoodX has come out, stood out as like a very strong consumer brand, which is so difficult. What do you think, as someone who's been with FoodX for a long time, what do you think has worked for us, for FoodX to kind of, have created that brand persona, which is very different from any other POSs in the market?
So for us in FoodX, we're so customer centric. We try to focus on the client. Starting from 2014, once FoodX was started, a lot has changed, right? Different markets, different technology, different clients. Even the clients and the customers of our clients are changing, so you need to be there. Once you are in the back of your clients, you're there everywhere with technology, support, products, so you can be at the edge all the time. So rather than waiting the clients to have the request or the demand, you can give him before that. So you go for the client and you say to him, based on what we see, we can help you with this and that. And I can see that you might need this and that. And that gives you the brand thing. That gives you how FoodX positioned itself in the market against the POSs of the competitors, that we are totally focused on the customer with the needs, with everything he wants from A to Z. we are trying to be all-in-one solution for the customers. We're not speaking about POS or RMS. Now Foodix is moving. We're trying to be Foodix Pay. We have fintech licenses. We have to be online platform. We're trying to be more and more and more to cover all of those for the clients.
Super. Just one question I had for Ketaki. We have like a 1 minute time. Just okay. Cool. So just one last question. So, any advice you have for the fellow marketeers here who are here, like to kind of what do they need to kind of do to kind of make yourself present for
In 30 seconds, please. 30 seconds.
I promise. I'm not sure how many marketers we have in the room here, but we have bosses in here who can consider this aspect. The one advice I would give marketers is just be a part of the journey from the inception. Uh, be it POS, be it integration, be it getting the aggregators on board or the middleware, because by the time what you're expecting, you're looking at a report for the how your data is, how your menu is performing, and you didn't really request that in the beginning when you should have. It's too late because your system's built already. For example, say in a menu, I'm like, okay, how many orders with one side or two sides were ordered? And you didn't really request this in the beginning. I mean, you're not going to get that. So that is where I kind of asked myself in the beginning, like, why am I a marketer being a part of a POS system or even the integration process? From there to today, where I'm sitting and I'm being an advocate because I believe in how important that is. So that's just one advice.
being involved?
Just be involved because you are important.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, panel. And we've gone off 1 minute more, but thank you so much for coming in. It was a great discussion. Thank you.